What is going on, Cyberpunks? Today we're going to be breaking down the trailers for Cyberpunk Edgerunners. Now there is also a very big special announcement, and of course, you can just click to the end of the video to find out what that announcement is, but that ruined the surprise. So stay tuned to the very end to actually hear what this special announcement is. And honestly, it's partly in part English. I was only able to, get to this, whatever this announcement is, because of all the subscribers, the likes, whatever it is. You guys have actually shown me so much love, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much. The announcement will be at the end of the video, so I'll see you guys for that part then. For now, let's get into this breakdown. Okay. I think I'm going to pause it. I'm going to actually pause it right here. So the first thing I do want to talk about is this constant beeping, as if David, the main character, has gone through some sort of surgery or has possibly not died, but maybe gone through an accident where now this constant beeping is like him having survived. And I think that's something that I picked up from watching the behind the scenes, and we'll talk more a little bit about why I think that is the case, that he's gone through some sort of accident or he's gone through some sort of voluntary surgery to enhance himself. We also got a shot of Lucy. Let's actually rewind that. Lucy, and she's net running here. There's going to be a scene in a little bit where you can actually see, I think it's in the same sequence, but you can definitely tell like she's either on a phone call or she's net running. But I'm going to assume she's net running because of that sweat stain right at the top up there. Okay, and I'm actually going to rewind that because this is one of my favorite scenes right here. The reason why I enjoy this particular scene right here, one, of course, the art. The second thing I want to point out is the advertisements, like that bottom one in the Kuroshi. That's an advertisement from the game. So Trigger did an amazing job pulling stuff from the game and making it come I guess true in the anime. Another thing I want to point out is in the trailers that I have seen, they expose you to another side of Night City. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of scenes with David and his crew in the monorail or the subway station, and that's so interesting to me because as someone who wanted to actually utilize this as a means of transportation in the game, it's too bad that modders had to be the one who included that. But here in the anime, it's something that you kind of get to live through, which is amazing for me because it kind of completes the game that came out, 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago now. So that is a huge thing for me, and I enjoy it. Just again, the art is beautiful. The advertisements that they pulled up, we can even see at the top there's Militech. I've never seen this Tales of Trauma, unless I guess that might be new, but it's just cool that they're shouting out these advertisements that we have seen as we played the game. Okay, so I'm going to pause it here again at the rocket. So the rocket is also a cool shout out because that's something that we have seen as we've played the game. I don't know who posted it first, but I remember someone putting it up on Reddit saying, oh my God, I didn't know the rocket launched or whatever. And it's cool that they're, again, showing things that we have seen in the game. But the other thing I want to point out is this particular shot. Now, the reason why to me this shot is so memorable is, I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a competition to win Cyberpunk loot or a laptop, I think it was, for the best photo that you can produce in the game. Now, I went crazy. I was taking pictures everywhere, but one of the pictures that I was trying to get was off Mega Building 8. Right? If you jump off that building, you get just a little bit a higher perspective of the shot we have right here. Now, unfortunately, when you jump off and try to take a picture, not sure if you guys know, but your character actually goes through the death kind of screen where the screen starts fading out into gray. So the shots always looked so ugly. So it's just so awesome that you can actually see the shot. And I guarantee you, this is from Japantown facing the bridge of, what is this? This would be Kabuki. and then this is going into Corpo Plaza, I think, or just north of Corpo Plaza. So this is like an absolutely epic shot for me because of how I tried to actually get this for the competition. Of course, it didn't turn out well, but whatever. This is just awesome to see that, again, they're shouting out certain parts that we have seen in the game, which is great because I feel there's so much holes. My God, my grammar's so doo-doo right now, but there's just so many holes that they need to fill in, and the game so far, based off the trailers, appears to be filling in a lot of the gaps that some of us may have had questions to when we were playing the game. Okay, of course, you have to get the downtown core. Okay. I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna scroll back because this is a little bit important here. First, we're gonna talk about this character. This, I believe, is David's mom. I can only say that with confidence because when they were, again, when I was watching the behind the scenes, they were talking a little bit how David lives in a rough neighborhood, and then something about how he just wants to make his life easy with his mom or something along the lines like that. And the character that was shown after David was this person. So I'm assuming this is his mom. And this jacket she's wearing, this yellow jacket, if we actually just move ahead just a little bit right there, he's now wearing that jacket. Another thing I want to point out is, and why I believe he goes through some sort of surgery, is if you look at the back of his neck here, there is no cyberware. Like, he does not have the mod yet. Of course, he has those like chip slots that you would insert like certain I always think USB chips, but like actually it would be a little bit more closer to his forehead, but still he already has some cyberware where you can see that he has some slots on the bottom of his neck, but he does not have the Sandevistan Tech cyberware mod attached to his body yet, because in the later sequences we will see that there's actually images of him having it on, and a piece of it is right under his fade and it goes straight down his spine. So a part of me still believes that, like, this particular sequence makes me believe that, you know, episode 1 is like a flashback of like the day when his mom was still alive, when before he got his surgery done, and something happened. We don't know what happens. We don't know if he wanted the surgery, like if it was something he wanted to do for a particular gig. We don't know if it was like a Jackie and V situation where it was forced on him, where he had no choice but to get that surgery done to, you know, whatever, to get that cyberware on him. So that's stuff I'm going to be talking about as we do a little bit more of the breakdown. But that's one thing I want to point out, is that here you can see that there's nothing on the back of his neck. Let's keep it going. Okay, this is cute. For whatever reason, this reminds me of Saitama in One Punch Man. So I don't know. It's when he gets knocked into the moon by Boros. So that's what pops in my mind when I see this scene. And another thing, his jacket reminds me a lot of Fire Force, although Fire Force is black jacket instead of yellow. Just the way it looks, of course, just not the color, but just like the style reminds me a lot of that. Her design, we'll go into her a little bit more, as a Netrunner, is awesome. She is, like, there's no other way to put it but like sexy. Like, I think they did a really good job in making her look like a genuine Netrunner. Like, the net running image that I use for a female character has always been who I assumed is Spider Murphy. I don't know. It's just from the source book, so it is what I use. But the way Lucy looks is fantastic. Even from back here, she's wearing that I don't know what it's called, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so sorry if I don't know, but it's like that top where it like goes down, and it's kind of like a bottom as well. Yeah, I'm terrible with clothing. Anyways, let's just keep that going. Oh, punching, explosion. Oh man, we gotta go back to that. Okay. Oh my god, so many things happen in like 15 seconds. Okay, so one thing, okay, they're not there, is this fighting sequence. I don't know if I can get it right now, but like it pulses where his hand literally, come on, I can get this. I believe in me. No, I can't get it. I can't get it. Well, anyways, like, you see the Sandevistan activate, and I think it not only enhances his speed, but it appears to enhance his hand-to-hand combat, which is dope. This guy pops. That is that's like Akira vibes right there. Okay, this is something I want to point out, and his character, this character, and I'm just going to go off the rift and say this is a bad guy with a Sandevistan tech on. The only reason why I want to say it's a bad guy is because of the color that he has, which is like kind of a purple pinkish color when he uses his Sandevistan, whereas when David uses it, and you'll see that in the other trailer, his flash or when he uses his Sandevistan, it's, oh my god, is this Sandevistan or Scandevistan? Oh Jesus. But anyways, when he uses it, the cyberware, you see that it's a blue flash rather than this pink flash, and I think that's just a way for the animators to tell you that there's a contrast. Like, this guy clearly knows how to use it because he's just going in a full circle. Let's see if I can even like play it. Like, you'll see it just goes in a flash. Okay, and then there it is. Like, everyone is like dead at that point. The next thing I want to point out is this appears to be David, again, going through surgery. Now, the way this is, like, the way I'm looking at this is he's facing down, almost like, I don't know if you guys are old enough or if you know the movie The Hulk 2, when the Abomination was made, and he's like facing down, kind of like biting into, I don't even know what he's biting into, but where they're injecting stuff into him to turn him into the Abomination. And I think this is like a similar kind of surgery where it's like they're injecting stuff into him, and obviously they're like replacing or enhancing his spine. So this surgery is very, very painful, and this is something I think that happens very early on, because it just doesn't make sense that we're gonna follow him without a cyberware mod. Let's fast forward a little bit here. Another, like, and this like the scene right after when she kind of like jumps into him, I don't know why I can't like freeze it at the right moment. Like right here. First, let's appreciate this. This is like every weeb's dream, to have a cutie jumping onto you like this. I don't know if this is after the surgery, after that accident I keep talking about, but this appears to be her and maybe her crew rescuing David after some sort of accident. I cannot see the back of his head in this shot, but I am going to guess that this is him after having had that surgery. So, you know, that's just, again, another speculation. And we'll get into more details as we go along. Now, my favorite scene in this entire trailer is this shot right here. First, there's just so much to break into. So this introduces a few characters. So we see that Lucy is like talking here. We see that someone named Moine, some Monet? I don't know. And then at the bottom we have someone Kiwi. So the conversation goes status. So this Monet person is saying status. Lucy then responds just a little more. And then we have Kiwi going times up, cut it. So this is cool because it seems at this particular moment we have Lucy quick hacking, and they're kind of like rushing her, telling her, yo, hurry up. I don't know, maybe like the bad guys are on their butt and they need to get going. What's epic about this is the dashboard, or this is the interface that we see when we go into any sort of quick hack when we are playing Cyberpunk 2077. You have like the FF55, E9, 1C. It's just that like very iconic thing for me, because this is all I did in like the first 3 weeks was like just upgrade my character via the data data access points, and all I did was quick hacks, or, you know, to solve these these puzzles. So this is it's just so cool to me to see that this is in the game. What I want to see more of is an actual deep dive of the net and not just the subnet. You guys got to remember that anytime we're quick hacking or anytime we are going into the data access points, it is not the actual net, but rather the subnet. So just a layer above, only because, of course, in the net we have the dangerous AIs that I keep talking about. Again, another epic scene, because it's not an anime without a panty shot. Duh. Okay, someone making love over here, and okay, I'm joking and I'm serious about this all at the same time. I played The Witcher 3 and I enjoyed the romance between Yennefer, Triss, and I forgot the other character's name in the DLC, but the romance in Cyberpunk 2077, don't get me wrong, okay? Judy and Panam, they're baddies, all right? What I guess turned me off or disappointed me with Cyberpunk 2077 was the rest of the romance, like, options. Okay, Carrie was actually pretty cool as well. So Carrie, Judy, Panam, great. Another dope scene that we want to point out. This motorcycle is a motorcycle that I believe everyone has in the game. What's cool is the colorway. He has it 2 different colors, which is fantastic. This guy on the bike with the blue mohawk also appears to be like the guy in like every advertisement for Cyberpunk 2077. Gonna put a picture up right here, and it's cool. I don't know if this is an Easter egg. It's my first time doing trailer breakdowns, so if this is an Easter egg, that is fantastic. He looks great. I love how like scary and like genuinely intimidating he looks. The guy on his right is doing that, the spinny thing with like a hard rock at the end of it. I don't know what that weapon's called, but he's also got like, tattoos on him. He's definitely got a Cyberware mod chest. I don't think that, well, you know what? It's anime, so I can't tell what Cyberware mod unless it is. No, that's definitely Cyberware mod. But yeah, this scene just looks very cool and well done to me. Okay. Last thing when it comes to surgery is appears to be conducted by the scavs. Now, whether or not the scavs did this on their own, and what I mean by that is if a corpo is funding them, is a whole, like, it's a completely different playing field, because it's like I think I'm not sure which character says it in the game, but they're like, corpos use gangs to kind of execute their plans, so that legally it's like, oh, it's not us who did that scummy thing, it was the scavs. So now getting a little bit more into the theory here is that I believe the scavs had this Sandevistan tech that is now inside of David, where we saw him kind of go through that surgery. Now, what I think happened is whatever Megacorp it was like, hey, I want you to get this on, I don't know, like a dead body, or like someone who went through a severe accident, or someone, who the NCPD will not go looking for if he's gone missing, right? And I believe that the accident was like maybe David's mom and himself was like in a car, the car accident, whatever, or their apartment was raided, and then she was killed, and then he was taken, and then the surgery was conducted by the scavs, and now he has the tech on his back, and he was supposed to be taken back to the Megacorp that, like, I guess funded or asked the scavs to do this, and the scavs were supposed to take David back to that Megacorp. But then we saw that scene where Lucy appears to be rescuing or stealing David away from them, and I think that's where the story kind of begins. And I don't want to go into all of that just yet, but keep that in the back of your mind, because that's what I'm thinking now that I've watched this for the second time. Oh, wow, I actually paused it perfectly. This is the dude who I think is the Megacorpo baddie. We don't see anything on his shirt, so we can't tell if he's Arasaka. We can't tell if he's Militech, Kang Tao. We don't know. But because of the tech that's inside of David, and because of that theory that I kind of just introduced to you guys, I want to say let's go with Biotechnica. I'm only saying Biotechnica because, one, I want a completely different corpo involved in the game, and two, Biotechnica is known for enhancing, like, they're known for making clones, one thing, so maybe a tech to increase body reflexes and all that stuff is something they would be interested in. So maybe they enhanced this particular cyberware mod, and that's what they're testing, but they can't do it legally, so then they get the scavs to again find a nobody technically and to put this piece of technology in them to then test this. But like I mentioned, I do think that Lucy and her gang of Edgerunners interferes, and that's when the story begins, because he just looks like the ultimate baddie. Like, the scavs may be like season 1 baddie and you kill them, and then you find out it's like, oh, they were talking to this mysterious man and we don't know what corpo it is. Again, it'd be fine with me if it was Arasaka or Militech, but I do want another completely new megacorp involved, as that will just open the world so much more. Okay, so what is this announcement? The announcement is plain and simple. I don't know if some of you have been seeing my polls lately. I've been probing because I want to know what is the best route to take, especially because Cyberpunk 2077 is, I mean, even after the DLC release, I'm pretty sure it's going to go on a downhill trend, and that's it. Capiche, kaboom, bye-bye. Of course, modders have made the community much better. It's much more enjoyable, even for myself, to play the game. But again, the community in general is shrinking, and I do not want to be releasing content for a tiny niche and not expanding. So I have come up with this idea based off the polls and the reactions I've gotten from you guys. One, I'm creating an entirely new channel, and I'm calling it right now. It is called Super Nerd, just to stick with the fact that nerd is there, and I don't know, I want to keep it geeky, fun, and exciting in that sense. So this is the idea. Of course, things can still change. The idea is any new up and coming games that I want to do playthroughs, walkthrough, and it doesn't matter what game, what genre it is. For now, that is going to be released in the new channel, Super Nerd. So if you guys can go ahead and subscribe to that channel just to help me out, that would be fantastic. So don't get me wrong, I'm still going to be making lore videos, and that stuff is going to stay on the main channel, our nerd channel, which will continue to be hosted by moi. The Super Nerd channel is going to be hosted by someone else completely, so that's another surprise, and you guys will start seeing and understanding who that person is as the videos come out. But yeah, the dynamic I see is something like this. For example, Starfield, that is going to be a huge game. The walkthroughs and playthroughs will be conducted and be posted in the Super Nerd channel. Now, the lore and the kind of the story and the hypotheticals and the theories, that will continue to be posted here on the main, quote unquote, main channel. So I am kind of, do my best to maintain the status quo with what currently, like the audience that we have built up. I'm trying to maintain that status quo with you guys by just, continue to pump out lore when it comes to Cyberpunk, and again, any newer games that comes out. But that is the idea. Hopefully you guys are okay with this change. And again, this is more so for me looking out into the future, because 1 year ago I made this channel, I was thinking Cyberpunk is going to have like 4. Okay, no, I wasn't thinking they were going to have 4 DLCs. I was thinking they were going to have like at least 3, kind of like what they had in Witcher 3. But it doesn't look like it'll be that way, especially because of the announcement of Witcher 4, which is another exciting game to get into. But, that's definitely way into the future. Again, it's just me looking out for the health and the growth of the channel. So that's all it is. If you guys have any suggestions, any ideas of games, please, I don't know, let me know in the comment section. When I put up these polls, respond, react, let me know, because that's the only way I can understand what you guys want to continue watching, and it kind of helps me direct the channel in the direction you guys have already or are currently enjoying. But that is it for this special announcement. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for helping me grow my channel to, what are we at, 1,500 subscribers, which is great, because I never thought that in 1 year creating videos from reading source books could get me anywhere in the first place. And I have no one to thank but you guys because of the support, because of like the feedback you guys have given. I enjoy all that. I enjoy all the stuff when it comes to, you telling me that, hey, I think you're wrong, which is perfect. I don't want a toxic community, and so far it seems that nobody is toxic, and it's great when people just react and tell me straight up, hey, I don't like your perspective on that, yada, yada, yada. And I'm just like, oh, okay, blah, 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 blah. And it's just kind of like a grown-up conversation through comments, which is rare because of the fact that I could take your message wrong, you could take my message wrong. So I appreciate the love, the support, and how non-toxic you guys have been. So yes, I will see you guys in part 2. Take care. Bye.